Jeff Passan has dropped his big trade deadline preview over on ESPN, so me and James, good content machine over here, we're going to react to everything that he says, talk about all the teams and the rumors and stuff before we get going into it. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're like 1,000 subscribers off of 30K. If we could hit that before the deadline, that'd mean a lot to us. So hit that sub button if you have not yet done so. Big shout out to all our members who get access to the videos early. And if you're listening to the podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you get them, we do appreciate you guys. Big shout out, of course, to today's video sponsor, Prize Picks. You'll hear more from them later. James, let's take a look at this Jeff Passan article. We're getting it started off with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays, best fit, Tarek Skubal, biggest needs, starting pitcher, catcher, relief depth. Also, Shane McClanahan left with a trainer on Thursday, so that's even just really pushing how much that is a big need for them right now.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people online shout out Justin, I believe, of Baseball is Not Dead, Jared Carabas' baseball podcast that he does, talking about, like, if you're the Rays and you see McClanahan go down, how do you not just go for Skubal? Like, what is this all for? What is the point of everything here?
I mean, for a team like the Rays, though, the flip side of that is, like, right now I think they have one elite prospect in their system, is Theo Gillen. Yes. I think you've seen tremendous strides from Theo Gillen over the last, like, few months even, and if you were to say, like, I only have 3 months with Tarek Skubal, right now I don't even know if Tarek Skubal actually makes this World Series team based on the rest of our roster, and I have to trade my best prospect to get him, and he's not re-signing with me no matter what. I do understand how I'm like, maybe that's a reason why you don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they would have to move Gillen? You think that's what it's going to be? It's going to be like a top 10 prospect gets moved for Skubal?
I saw someone report that today somewhere along the line, that was what it would cost. From the Rays specifically, I don't know if it was a substantiated rumor, but that was something that was floated out there.
Man, that'd be a lot. Yeah, that would be a tough pill for the Rays to swallow. But yes, I mean, like, the good thing for them is there's a bunch of other starting pitchers that are available that they could definitely go after. A couple guys on the Mets. There's guys all over the place, and even catcher and relief depth. I don't think it's going to be that difficult for them to honestly improve this team too much.
There's a weirdly deep market for both of those things, so I think they will be fine. C.J. Abrams mentioned down there, but again, that said, if a trade involves Theo Gillen, we're reading it right in front of our faces right here for Tarek Skubal. Yeah, probably not going to happen.
No, I don't think so either. And then obviously just mentioning the names of like Luis Arraez, who again feels like is a lock to be a Tampa Bay Ray this year.
It's just to me, it's going to be Luis Arraez, Freddie Peralta on the Rays. I think they'll be thrilled with that.
All right, let's move on to the New York Yankees. So biggest question for them, how much can they improve a struggling lineup? Biggest needs, catcher, leverage, relief, arm, best fit, Adley Rutschman, funny enough.
There's just no way. If the Orioles were to trade Adley Rutschman this deadline, which I think is highly unlikely, they're not trading him to the team in their division they hate.
Feels like that would be like go sit in the cuck chair, honestly. Like, you can't do that in division for a guy who's going to be under contract and was supposed to be like this franchise-altering player. You can't trade him to a division rival in the Yankees. But, yeah, I mean, I guess of the catchers available, Adley would be the best fit for them.
It is also interesting that that Jeff Passan didn't mention the fact that there's like a really short-term need for outfielders from the Yankees. With Judge and Bellinger, the closest either of those guys come back is early to mid-September. You probably just need some kind of outfielder. It doesn't even matter the handedness right now, just to go out there on a day-by-day basis instead of Spencer Jones.
Yeah, Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez playing every day right now is like probably not a playoff outfield, especially with Trent Grisham in center field.
And Max Schumann against lefties.
Yeah, that's definitely not part of a playoff outfield. I think Francis Romero has been reporting that the Yankees are talking with the Angels a lot and names being floated. Jorge Soler, not an outfielder, but Joe Adell, which definitely would make a lot of sense, I think, for the Yankees in terms of right-handed power bat.
Yeah, but Joe Adell, oddly, again, like we've spoken about, there's not that many right-handed power bats on the market. Like, I don't know if I can see the Yankees like actually making a big trade for Joe Adell, giving up real assets.
Another year of control too after this year, right?
He does, and so I mean, but then Trent Grisham does not. But that means then now Cody Bellinger's back in center field. And you have Joe Adell and Aaron Judge flanking him. They have a weird tightrope to walk right now for Brian Cashman.
Yeah, catcher. I think they should address the hitting the most. I know their bullpen like needs help, but I feel like that's going to be the easiest thing for them to kind of patchwork together.
And Bednar, Hedrick, Cruz. I'm not saying this murderer's row of relievers, but if I go into the playoffs with those as my three, I'm all right.
I also feel like just because those aren't big names, like that's like a big like normie baseball take. It's like, gotta go get one of the big names, even though there are none really available besides Mason Miller.
Yeah, and I don't even think Mason Miller is actually available anymore at all. Padres on a 5-game win streak.
Before we get going into the next rumor, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Use our code HMA when signing up for Prize Picks to get in on a special offer. Play your first $5 and get $150 in lineups for free if you win. So click the link in the description right now to download the Prize Picks app because, guys, Prize Picks is so easy to use. Simply select more or less on a few different players, lock them into your lineup, and then see how they do. Or maybe you'd rather just pick teams. Prize Picks has that too now. For my picks today, we're going with a 5-pick flex play. I'm going with less than 34.5 pitcher fantasy points for Shota Imanaga, more than 41.5 for Paul Skeens, more than 34.5 for Nathan Eovaldi, more than 25.5 fantasy points for Ranger Suarez, and then I'm also going for more than 33.5 fantasy points for Bryce Miller. Prize Picks is also available in most states, including California, Texas, and even Florida. And like I said, best of all, when you use our code HMA to sign up for Prize Picks, you get in on an amazing offer. Play $5 to get $150 in lineups if you win. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it. All right, let's take a look at the Yankees, division rival Boston Red Sox. Biggest question, where will they make their splash? Biggest needs, shortstop, catcher, relief pitching. Best fit, Otto Lopez. Nobody was saying Otto Lopez trade stuff until we brought it up. I just want to make that be known.
I mean, if the Red Sox also, it'd be funny to go after Curtis Mead and Otto Lopez, the 2 half-year breakouts.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that would just be kind of a funny thing to do. I don't know if I see that happening, but I mean, if Miami's open to doing that, like you trade a guy like Otto Lopez, like he's more of a guy you build a statue for than a guy you trade at the deadline. It's a great fit for the Red Sox. I mean, you want defense, offense, right-handed bat, contact, and pull power in Fenway Park. Like, power, that's the operative term there. But that's, sure, I just don't, it probably costs actually shockingly a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you probably, in terms of like major league guys, Marcelo Meyer, I think, is involved in any trade that has to do with any of these middle infield guys. Whether you want to think he's going to be good or not, I think that's probably a name that's involved. And then one of their amazing pitchers that they have 100 of.
Yeah, I don't even think that Marcelo Meyer is that big of a needle mover at this point.
His name just keeps getting brought up, so I'm assuming that teams are just like, hey, maybe a new place, get him out of Boston. He was a former top prospect. He does have things that make you excited. He just cannot put it together at all. And the Red Sox also keep moving the position for him.
But he can't put his bat on the ball consistently enough.
No.
Maybe that comes at some point, but I don't know. I feel like his power, too, is good, not great. Could get swallowed up in Miami. I
feel like this is the name, like Zach Neto. I think if the Red Sox do make a big splash, I think it's going to be him.
I could see that as well. I mean, talk about pull side right-handed power. But there's no way they make a move like that if it costs Arias. Franklin Arias, he might be the top prospect in baseball right now, if we're being honest with ourselves.
It's the Angels. We saw that they just traded away a couple guys for nothing. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't have to move Franklin Arias.
I mean, Mozeliak's at least a bit more. It's a bit more of an adult in the room there.
Yes, that is true. But Red Sox are going to be super active.
They're the kind of team, though, they're going to do something that I don't even think any of us expect.
Bring back Rafael Devers. He was using the second base glove in San Francisco. Bring him back.
Just go for Arias and Witherspoon and Ianson for L.A. De La Cruz.
All right, James, take the White Sox here for me.
Chicago White Sox, biggest question. What caliber of prospect will they give up in their pursuit of their goals? We've been talking about that a lot, like how much this team actually buys.
Yeah.
They should really be feeling the energy, though, after a huge win against the Yankees on Wednesday. 12-inning masterpiece.
That was awesome.
Biggest needs, starting pitching, relief pitching, yeah, those are clear. Best fit, Reed Detmers. So this is also Jeff telling us that the White Sox may not really be in the rental game, which I feel like if I were them, I actually might be in the rental game. If you're not looking up to give up high-caliber prospects, then just get Clay Holmes and see if you can get Kevin Gausman and like just try and get any of these, even like Brady Singer or something, just to give yourself a 4 just to go in here.
It seems like if the Clay Holmes market or Robbie Ray or Kevin Gausman market is too expensive in terms of the prospect pool, because apparently they don't want to give up any top 10 prospects, but that feels like that isn't a great idea. Your jaw dropped. What happened?
They're back in the 11th again. White Sox, Yankees.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Unbelievable. I think it was a 0-0 going into the 9th.
Yeah, Sean Burke was absolutely shoving. I think he had like 10 strikeouts through 3.
God, that
or
guy's
4.
so
I
good.
mean,
He's
that
incredible.
couldn't happen. But like, yeah, Reed Detmers would be if they're going to give up some big names, which they theoretically could because they just drafted Rock Chalowski. They have a lot of middle infield guys. This is why you draft like this.
But also, you draft like this, do you start to trade, like, what do you think for Reed Detmers? Like, does that
Billy
cause
Carlson.
Bonemer?
I think it's Billy Carlson, who's also been playing pretty well.
Yeah, that's okay then. But if I was to do that, don't you think, and again, I like Reed Detmers a lot. I'm one of Reed Detmers' biggest fans in the world. Don't you think if you're starting to trade off from your closer to your top tier of prospects, you do it for something that's slightly more certain?
I'm with you. I think so. I would go after a more sure thing, but maybe based on what they've done with some guys this year in terms of pitching. They're like, if we get Reed Detmers, we can get more out of him. It's going to be interesting to see what the White Sox do. It is how aggressive they want to be. I still think at the end of the day, they probably do grab like Brady Singer at worst. I like that call.
Yeah, there's a team like this is going to be a funny concept. Teams I'm like rooting for at the deadline, and the White Sox are a big one of those.
That could have been a tier list. Teams we're rooting for at the trade deadline.
That's who it is right there. It's the White Sox for sure.
Chicago Cubs. How much pitching can they get? Biggest needs pitching. Best fit, the best pitcher, Tarik Skubal.
To me, the Cubs don't really have the horses to go get Tarik Skubal.
I don't think they do. The Jackson Wiggins injury, I think, kind of killed that.
To get the start for Skubal, it's Josiah Hartshorn and Ben Brown, and I think most other teams can just probably beat that. And also, I don't think the Cubs even want to do that.
Yeah, like who doesn't beat that? That's in the Tarik Skubal race. Like the Cubs farm system is not horrible by any means. It's very middle of the pack, I feel like, but they are lacking like that big name. It just kind of doesn't exist right now.
The Cubs system is lacking. They have some big names, but they're just lacking that like pure premium player. That guy who's like absolute next level. Yeah, this is a guy right here.
Like is Hartshorn even like a guaranteed like center fielder?
No, not even close. He's a corner guy first base. That's why I'm saying that. So it's difficult for them to actually create like the amount of surplus value a team's going to ask for in a trade for like a real dude.
Yeah, they're going to be a team that's looking very much at all the Mets pitchers, including the bullpen guys. I'm trying to think like two from the American League of the teams that are selling. Maybe they're a Casey Mize team.
Yeah, I think I like them a lot as a Casey Mize team. Same with the next team that we see there in the bottom of the list. I would love for the Cubs and the Mariners to link up on something crazy for one of the pitchers. Like
for Emerson Hancock and the Mariners get like Matt Shaw or Pedro Ramirez type stuff.
Or like Seiya Suzuki or Ian Happ on like
Ooh.
I'm thinking like some kind of rental flop there, just because the Mariners could use a bat. I mean, Ian Happ switch hitter, or Seiya Suzuki, a powerful right-handed bat. I tried to do the one in my videos to see if I could create a trade package off of the Cubs to get George Kirby. But they just don't have the best farm system for a situation like that.
They don't have the dogs for it. Be interesting to see what they do. All right, Atlanta Braves. If they don't win the big sweepstakes, what's the pivot? Biggest needs, starting pitching, and they obviously need Acuna to be back. And then best fit, what do you know? It's Tarik Skubal.
Wow, it's incredible. This is, to me, the Casey Mize team, because the Braves, a little bit more than some of these other teams, I think have to shoot for upside in the trade market. They just... Right now, they have such an incomplete baseball team, and the way that Chris Sale's pitching, like I'd want to get that guy into a playoff series with help as much as I possibly can. And they got Mauricio Dubon playing third base on Thursday.
Whoa.
Someone else on the bench against a right-handed pitcher, which is crazy.
That is nuts.
Yeah, but they're like, and you're not the Spencers. I don't think you're getting anything for the Spencers.
I don't think so either.
I think officially we're getting nothing from Strider and Schwellenbach. Like literally, who the fuck knows? You have also so many close-ish major league caliber pitchers, but who aren't really that special. I'm not trading Didier Fuentes, but like Owen Murphy, J.R. Ritchie. It's kind of like what can I get for these guys right now?
You could even throw out Smith Shawver, who's just made his debut for the season. Like he's another name that could be on the move if you were to get a Tarik Skubal.
He looks good to me though. He's a guy I can actually envision starting a playoff game or giving me 3 innings at the start of a playoff game.
Prior to injuries, me and you both like on the Messed Up podcast talking about like this guy's good, and I think he's like a relatively new pitcher.
Dude, he was a quarterback, big time quarterback. He was ready to go to Texas Tech to play both, and the Braves gave him money.
There you go. That's how you do it. But yeah, the Braves are definitely going to have to attack starting pitching, because if they want to be considered a serious World Series team, well, take away what me and James say about them normally. You just can't have only one starting pitcher. You can't be running out Bryce Elder and Reynaldo Lopez and Martin Perez and Grant Holmes as the other options.
No, there's just this. They could use 2 pitchers, possibly 3 pitchers, depending on, again, what happens with Smith Shawver, who I'm seeing now was sent back down to the minor leagues after that game, which I feel like is a mistake.
That's got to be a roster manipulation thing, surely?
Yeah, I'm hoping.
He's rehabbing, so they're probably like, take 10 days off, come pitch again.
Yeah, that might be it. But he wouldn't be rehabbing. He pitched against the Mets yesterday.
No, I know, but I'm saying he's come back from an injury. I think they might be babying him a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. But you got to throw volume with accepting risk for upside starting pitcher.
Philadelphia Phillies, this one's bizarre to me. What will their system allow them to do is the biggest question. Biggest needs, 5th starter, leverage, bullpen arm, offensive firepower. Best fit being Zach Neto. I'm not going to lie, I don't really see that one.
The only reason I see that one is because, I mean, Zach Neto and Trey Turner, like, are either of them going to be good defensive shortstops? And
no.
You have the third base and maybe second base. I can't call an issue because Stott is so good at defense, but I'm sure they'd be willing to let someone else start more games there too, especially against lefties, depending on what happens. They I don't know. We were talking about it a bit off air before we came on here. It kind of feels like this Phillies team the vibes have soured.
Yeah, the vibes have soured since the Harper comments and then the response from Don Mattingly, who was defending his son, which is a weird nepotism thing that never seems to happen publicly, and it does. And again, if this was the New York Mets, this would be one of the biggest stories in baseball, but because it's not, it's being kind of pushed under the rug. Seems like the energy has been zapped out of there, and especially with getting swept by the Marlins, losing the ways that they have, feels like they are getting very, very tight in Philadelphia. Dave Dombrowski, in order to get some juice back, like, I know it says biggest needs fifth starter. I think you have to trade for someone so that Aaron Nola becomes your fifth starter, because that guy absolutely stinks.
Yeah, there's a crazy stat that was going around that the Phillies haven't won a game not started by the big three, Wheeler, Sanchez, Luzardo, in like over a month at this point.
Yeah, Aaron Nola has quickly become one of the worst contracts in all of baseball. He looks like, not really pitchable.
And again, this Philly system, like we alluded to, they just don't really have a lot of tradable assets. Like Andrew Painter right now, if you deal Andrew Painter, you're trading him at the absolute lowest value that he's ever been, which, maybe it continues to go lower. Maybe that's the bet that you make, but that'd be a tough pill to swallow. Same with Aiden Miller, who just can't get on the field right now with a back issue. Those are two guys that you thought would be something relatively close to blue chippers. Now they're not anyway the case. Justin Crawford struggled a lot to hit the major league level, which was kind of expected. Gage was rising fast, but do you trade your
next guy?
Yeah, like your big-time next guy, someone that you could possibly see in the rotation at the end of the season, in the bullpen at the end of the season, the rotation next season. They're in a weird spot, but they're also in the spot where Dave Dombrowski likes to light the world on fire behind him.
Yeah, this is a pivotal trade deadline for the Phillies because we know the World Series window's closing just because of the ages of all these guys. They're a sneaky old team, especially with Wheeler getting older and maybe only having a few years left. Might even retire at the end of his contract. We don't know what's going on with him yet, but yeah, whatever Dombrowski does, he better hit, because if he guts this already weak farm system, they're going to have a repeat of what happened after all those years with Howard Utley and those guys.
I would love for this to be the moment, again, something no one's talking about, that they just get Mike Trout for nothing but taking on the contract.
Yeah, that would be a big move.
That would be kind of hilarious, too, because it would be getting Mike Trout when he's over the hill, too, add a guy that's way past his prime to his very old group, but I think that's something that could be fun.
Could I interest them in Bo Bichette?
No. Talk about dodging a bullet.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But I think the Brewers, next team up on this.
Next two teams are the most exciting.
The Brewers are by far the most interesting team of this deadline because they feel like the only team that could really, I don't even know if this is true, that could actually beat the full-strength Dodgers in the playoff series.
Yes, and if they were to get Tarek Skubal, I think it's pretty much a coin flip at that point, like who would actually win that 7-game series. I think it's a lot closer than what a lot of the normies in Major League Baseball think, just because, Dodgers are the best team. But this Brewers team is an absolute wagon. Like, this team, if they get Tarek Skubal, I wouldn't put it past them to be favorites in the National League.
To me, also, if the Brewers were to go crazy and get Tarek Skubal, that to me is not just like we're getting Tarek Skubal. That means a lot more is about to happen. You don't just, if you're the Brewers and you have this incredible fleet of prospects, you don't just get Tarek Skubal. You start calling up for like Gunnar Henderson at that point, and then you see what you could do about Mason Miller, and you get every single other piece you could possibly find if you need one.
Is it crazy for me to say that, like, again, because farm system wise, that's what we're talking about here. The Brewers are the best farm system in baseball. The Dodgers are probably number 2. Those are the top 2, I think, in the league. So this is the team that can compete with any package if the Dodgers really do want to say, how big is it? And the Brewers say ours is bigger, which I think is a possibility to happen. Is there a world where it's like, because we know it's going to be a bidding war, you can move off of Cooper Pratt because you just gave him a contract, so it's a fixed cost, going to the Tigers, there's your shortstop to go next to McGonigal.
But then who plays shortstop for the Brewers?
We'll figure that out. We figure it out, or is it just like hit the Jesus Mate button?
No, I think the button they're going to try and hit is the Luis Pena button. Mate is an untradeable prospect.
No, I know he's not getting traded. There's no way in the world.
Pena is the one where he's also a guy you likely don't trade. I did a crazy mock trade with him on my channel. It came out as we're talking about this now, where the basis was Pena, Pratt, and Lara for Gunnar Henderson as just a way for the Brewers to really want to press a button. You want to do something crazy? That would be sick right there, right?
I'm so in on that. Wow.
Like, how fun would that trade be? And the Brewers do have that. You talk about fixed costs with Cooper Pratt and Luis Lara. And right there, those are premium defensive players at the most premium positions on the field for any team moving forward.
Me into this. I'm starting to think that Gunnar Henderson might be a Brewer.
Jefferson Caro is another one where I think the Brewers, he's moonlit in the major leagues before. He looks like a starting caliber catcher. Like, the fact that they just have guys like that to deal with the most premium positions, and Gasser, Brandon Sproat. I don't think Logan Henderson. Like Andrew Fisher, who has hit tool concerns. Josh Hamshevsky. Braylon Payne has been a monster riser. People love Tyson Harden. Like there's so
Alexander Frias.
Alexander Frias. He's a guy who might not trade. There's just so much in this system where, again, I would love to see them go get Skubal and then do more after that. We've also been talking about how much they really do need a bat still, I think.
Just one more bat, I think, though, especially because Chorio, it looks horrible again.
I mean, he just that's it. That's Jackson Chorio. He goes up, he goes down.
He's an ebb and flow guy more than I can remember.
he just loves to swing the bat. It's like he's Julio Rodriguez light.
Yeah, but Brewers, they have a chance to go absolutely apeshit.
Just do it. And we've seen them do this in deadlines in the past. Jeff Passan put it right there in that first stanza. CC and Michael Brantley. Like, let's play ball.
No, the player to be named.
The player to be named was Michael
Brantley,
right? Yeah. God, that's funny.
Dodgers. This is probably where Tarek Skubal is going. It also a report from old Boob Nightingale telling us that already Tarek Skubal's making it known that the Dodgers are his favorite place to sign this offseason, which is insane.
I think that there's a lot of conversation about the weather cap in baseball. I don't support a salary cap. I want a weather cap. I don't want
What
any
is a
more
weather
teams.
cap?
I don't want any more teams in nice climates. That's it. Every team has to play in shit weather because right now that's the Dodgers' biggest advantage on the rest of the league: money and weather.
Yeah, that is a big one.
Well, stupid take. But I mean, whatever. The Dodgers, fuck them. Tarek Skubal, I guess.
Yeah, they'll give up anything. I think they're just not going to give up to Paula. I think that's the one guy that's going to be untouchable, probably.
Yeah, maybe Sirota too. Sirota plays center.
Yeah, but the only reason I think that they would consider trading Sirota is because they got him for literally nothing in Gavin Lux, and this is like, yeah, smell you later. We didn't even think we were going to have you.
I don't even know what they're going to do. I mean, they'll do. I'm not going to say it's an issue yet, but Edwin Diaz came back on Wednesday, and he got lit up again.
Yeah.
He got crushed. I mean,
but he got the save, though, didn't he?
He did get the save. He came in with a 3-run lead, gave up 4 hard hit balls, didn't get a whiff. But that's it. He got the 3 outs he needed. And the fastball was back to 97, so that's something. But the slider shape is a mess. He couldn't locate anything. Do they get another reliever? Just say, hey, give me another one.
Do they go after like a Gunnar Henderson? Say go play shortstop, move Mookie back to second.
They might do that too, or I don't know, move Mookie back to the outfield, like we were saying. Get rid of Teoscar for whatever you can.
Yeah, just
attach one of the prospects with Teoscar just to get him out of here.
The only thing that does also go against the Teoscar thing, along with the money, the Dodgers really do just seem to talk about a tight team. I feel like they're not going to do anything to rock the boat in terms of players there.
Yeah, I could see that. I could also see that being Mookie being like, no, I'm the shortstop now.
Possible too.
Yeah.
All right. Tigers.
I mean, Passan labeled these categories as in big buyers or something like that. What are the Tigers doing here?
Well, it's not big buyers. It's every single team he's previewing. So some of them he's changed the best fit to best asset.
Okay.
Yeah, because Tarek Skubal, obviously, they can't buy him.
There's a report, it was from Duquette that came out on Thursday that it's really destroying the Tigers' locker room how much these rumors for Skubal are going around. Everyone's thinking about it. It's made them tight.
I mean, it was painful to watch him come off the mound and basically be like, see you guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's a real shame. I mean, yeah, it kind of
they need to get the most possible back this deadline. If you're going to trade Tarek Skubal, you better go get a big haul. Don't let up soft.
I think partially is they do want to get a haul that lets them compete next year, though, and that's why they seem so steadfast on getting a young major league ready pitcher.
Yeah, which would make sense. I mean, there's even a world where if you let's just say trade with the Brewers and Logan Henderson is the guy coming back. There's a world where they still can compete for a playoff spot.
Oh, there's a world where the Tigers can make this Skubal trade and be the favorites in the AL Central next year.
Yeah, without a doubt. Make the playoffs this year.
Imagine if they did that again. But just a spitball. If you do get Logan Henderson, Cooper Pratt, and one more piece who's
there's going to be some guy who's definitely a top 100 prospect, but isn't ranked in the top 100 because the Brewers can't have 20% of the prospects.
Like Adam Shevsky?
I think he might. Yeah, sure, throw him in there. He might even be too good.
Yeah, right there.
Braylon Payne.
Braylon Payne's too good. He might be the guy the Brewers do not trade, but. You can do that. The Tigers, you could reload in an instant. And I think going into next year, if you have a young pitcher you get that's good right now, hopefully for a forever bounce back, sorry guys, and then you also pull and Troy Melton just coming into his own like this, and Jackson Jobe is back,
and Cater Montero looks good.
I'm saying you're we actually have a real team ready to compete instantly once again.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see what they do. Also, do you move on from Glaber? If they trade Casey, should trade all these guys, right?
Every single thing that's not attached to the floorboards.
Yeah. Tigers will be interesting. Let's see what they do. New York Mets, best asset, Clay Holmes. That's interesting. That's something we've been hearing more and more, that Clay Holmes is viewed as a better asset than Freddie Peralta, which I don't know if that's what I would do.
I mean, it's getting It's getting talked about differently in different places. There was a Will Salmon article on The Athletic late on Wednesday. It said that teams still view Freddie Peralta very well and that he's considered one of the 3 or 4 best starting pitchers this deadline, which, again, it's not one team in baseball, maybe the Angels, actually uses ERA in anything
Rockies,
that they
maybe.
actually. Yeah. I don't think Rockies anymore. Rockies got computers now. DePodesta was like the first guy not to use ERA.
True.
As long as he's using the playbook from 20 years ago, he's still not using it. But I think the Mets probably get decent for a bit. Clay Holmes feels like he's getting really overrated, though.
Which is great for us.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Love
But is
that.
that just like feeding into the Mets frenzy and the social media and the media in general?
I don't know, because you are hearing from different people around the league that Clay Holmes is a super interesting guy. And I think just the fact that he's gone out and over the last couple of years, like, given you consistent innings, and then at the start of this year was just like 6 innings, 2 runs every single game, especially if you have a good defense, which a lot of the competitors and contenders do. It's like, damn, this could be a guy who just like gets you through the regular season really easily.
The White Sox just beat the Yankees in 11 on a walk-off walk.
Love that. They don't need a high leverage arm.
How did they split that series? Oh, my gosh. Fernando Cruz, 4 straight balls to Tristan Peters for the walk.
Tristan Peters, let's go.
Oh, my God. What a game. That's insane.
Also, love to see in this article, Francisco Lindor isn't going anywhere.
we're all there.
Everyone who is not Bob Nightingale has been saying Francisco Lindor is going absolutely nowhere
At the trade deadline.
at the deadline.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the offseason. But this Mets team is going to be the one that trades the most players.
Yeah, over under 5.5. It seems like a smash for the over.
I even think right now it's like minus 140. You might have to go over under 6.5 to get a better line.
Breaking news, big trade.
Actually?
Orioles announced acquisition of catcher Jake Rogers.
Ah.
He was DFA'd.
Scooble's next home. That was his guy.
Yeah, there we go. He's going to Baltimore.
Scooble to Baltimore. You heard it here first.
San Francisco Giants, biggest question, can they manage to move on from one of their onerous? Is that the right word?
Onerous deals.
Onerous deals, starting pitching, relief pitching, and outfielders. Luis Arias' best asset. I really think there's not much else to talk about there.
No, they're going to trade Arias. I don't think they'll be able to get out of any of those deals. I think teams probably should like Helio Ramos, Caleb Killian, Brubaker. Tyler Motley will go, but he'll just be a figure-it-out kind of starting pitcher for the rest of the season. And again, there's not a word on Logan Webb.
No, that is interesting. He just must not be available.
2 years, and he's due $47 million.
Which is really good.
Yeah, he's really good, but I figured that'd be someone that they could get, like, legitimately get a haul for and, like, actually reset this thing.
Just must not be available. I guess Buster Posey's not saying die yet.
No, yeah, probably not.
Which maybe he should. Toronto Blue Jays, biggest question, how aggressively they will offload players who meant so much to their World Series run. I love this. Biggest needs, a memory eraser. I love this. Best asset, Kevin Gausman. Shitting on the Blue Jays.
Memory erasers to purge 2026. I mean, Jeff Passan loved that. What was that dive bar he talked about in Toronto? The
yeah,
Imperial,
that they all go to,
like
right?
the Imperial Lounge or something.
That feels right.
Yeah, dive bar with carpet. But yeah, this Blue Jays team, like, catastrophe, disaster.
Very much so. The fact that they're getting, like, unbelievable pitching out of Dylan Cease and it doesn't really mean anything is kind of insane.
Yeah, Gausman has shit the bed over the last month, but he, similar to Freddie Peralta, will be highly coveted at the deadline. I think they will get a nice piece for him, even as a rental. I wonder if they put either Louis Varland or Alejandro Kirk on the table.
Probably should consider it. I mean, we're seeing the danger of, like, that pop-off season last year where every single player played way above their skis, and now they come back to kind of more the players that they are, and then also Vlad Guerrero Jr. being one of the worst players in baseball this year. Like, that's scary. I think the Blue Jays they went out and they grabbed pieces, which I loved, and everyone else just got worse.
Yeah, I would say the Blue Jays objectively had an amazing offseason.
And it didn't matter.
And it didn't matter at all. Like Cease, Okamoto, Tyler Rogers, as Passan points out here.
We got
all
some
good signings.
Crap, too, on some episodes for not saying that George Springer could be available. And I'm just like, I don't really know who wants a DH who's been, like, very injury-prone and has, like, 500 plate appearances of his last 3,000 of hitting the ball well. I'm
sure he is available, but if you're the Blue Jays in the last year of his contract, you probably have to eat almost everything remaining for someone to take him.
Yeah, and I don't really know what you would even get back.
But he's the perfect guy who, like, you talk about talk radio. It's like this team needs a proven playoff performer like
Yankees.
George Springer.
Yankees get George Springer.
I literally heard that take on WFAN on Monday.
Yeah, that's sick. I love that.
That the Yankees won. I mean, Varsho's the guy who's intriguing to me as well because at least you get great defense in center field.
Yeah.
Like, that's someone to me, the Rays could be like, wow, with an upgrade over Cedric Mullins.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to think of other. Phillies should be on Dalton Varsho for sure.
Definitely. I mean, Dalton Varsho also feels like he could kind of go to the Phillies and like find something, get some energy
Absolutely.
back.
The ball flies out there for lefties.
And Jeff Hoffman, that's another guy who seems like a great fit for the Phillies. So they try to build up some bullpen depth, but they're an odd team. I do wonder about Alejandro Kirk. The Blue Jays are, as a team, they have like some of the slowest pitchers to the plate in baseball, and Kirk has not been able to overcome that. He's a great catcher defensively, but he just has a slow pop time and not the strongest arm. Where Valenzuela is a monster defensively. And like, how many more years do you want to play the yo-yo game with Kirk's offense while he's on this incredibly team-friendly deal? And like, you can get monster trade package.
Very superficial here, but he's clearly not in the best shape. It's not really great for the catching position.
Varland, Gosman, and Kirk for Bubba Chandler and Mitch Keller.
Oh God, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, crazy.
Angels, they're going to be selling, hopefully. How many of the big three go? Quite literally everything is in need. But I was told that I was very harsh on the Angels going into the year.
The big three? Who's the big three?
Big three is going to be Zach Neto, Mike Trout, Reed Detmers.
What? No, that Jose Soriano. Like, how could you? Yeah, right there. Zach Neto, Reed Detmers, Jose Soriano. You can't. The term "big three" can't become that ubiquitous.
We can't be using it for those three guys.
That's not a big three. That's
two guys who are like borderline top 50-ish pitchers in the league, and then one guy who's like a borderline top 10 shortstop.
I would call those intriguing pieces rather than a big three.
Yeah, it's a really nice way to say it, though, by Passan.
Yeah, right. You might as well give again, like unlike you, throwing the Angels fans a bone.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But what'd you think of that Ohapi-Silseth trade?
It felt really weird. Like,
Silseth, super weird, right?
It doesn't seem like he's that bad, if I'm going to be honest with you.
And he has control, and he's going to be super cheap. He's a great seventh-inning reliever, it feels like, who could go 6'7". And, I mean, Logan Ohapi is horrendous. Like, who cares? But that was to eat the money, I guess.
I guess, but it's not really much money.
It's like $4 million, I think.
He's just in arbitration. Like, it's a few mil, like a year. Like, that's not... they got like a 19-year-old. That was just a weird way to start the trade deadline.
Yeah, Angels should be trading literally anything that someone wants from them.
Yeah, I still will believe it when I see it from them.
Of course. Yeah, no, until they do, it's not happening. Like, Zach Neto's names have been floating around. They're probably going to price themselves out of him, and then he's just going to get traded for less next year.
Yeah, and it feels like the same thing that happened to Edward Cabrera last year is going to happen to Reed Detmers this time. Where he's like, here's the breakout guy. You want him at the deadline? Like, I don't know, maybe not. Then he gets traded in the offseason.
When are these teams going to learn?
I mean, learn what?
That, like, you probably should cash in at the highest. I don't think it's going to get any higher for a guy like Zach Neto than it is right now.
No, I think he will once he's on a different team. I think all these guys, their value will, of course, get higher once they're not in the Angels.
But for the
anymore.
Angels, I'm saying.
This is just mostly an Angels problem.
Yeah,
like,
it's an Artie Moreno problem.
They can't do anything with these guys.
Miami Marlins. How weird will they get, James? High ceiling bats, and Otto Lopez is the best asset.
I mean, of course he's the best asset. He's one of the best assets in the whole game right now. These guys can get MVP votes, but they're winning games again. Like, they just swept the Phillies.
Yeah, they are. They're in it technically again.
Like, I would like to see the Marlins. Not going to happen, of course, but I'd like to see them like actually grab a rental to shore up the back end of the staff right now.
Yeah, who would be the rental arm that we aren't thinking about that the Marlins could get?
I mean, like Clay Holmes. You think it's just
Clay
honest
Holmes?
with you. They seem like a team where it's like, I don't want to trade anything. I'm not going to get anything good back for the small piece. I don't feel like trading either. Let me just trade very little. I mean, again, we're talking how much value.
Did they ever
Clay
look at
Holmes
like a
has.
Kyle Freeland?
Yeah, they can look to Brady Singer, keep his name coming in. Tomoyuki Sugano, like just
wins leader in the National League.
No, he's not.
I think so. I think he has the most wins.
I
think he has 11 wins or something like that. Are you checking me?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't.
How many wins does he have?
Unless he's not qualified. Let me check if he's qualified or not.
He might not have thrown enough innings.
No, Christopher Sanchez has 13 wins and Chris Sale has 12.
All right, how many does Sugano have?
Are you thinking of Foster Griffin? Because he has 12 as well.
No, Tomoyuki Sugano's got a strikeout.
He's got 10.
That's a lot of wins.
He's got 10 wins.
That's crazy.
That's a wins game right there. And Antonio Sensatella has 9, but they just feel like a team that probably ends up doing very little.
Marlins just probably sitting on their hands a little bit and being a opportunity cost team.
Yeah, I think that's also not the worst idea for them.
Seattle Mariners. Talk about a weird team here. I don't know why they're in such a rush to get rid of Emerson Hancock.
I think it's because he's deteriorating fast.
And you just think that he's not that good?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably fine. I think he's probably a good back-end guy. But the thing that made Emerson Hancock so intriguing the early part of this year was that he lowered his arm slot like tremendously, and he was getting more lift and rise on his fastball. As the years gone on, I think it's maybe some fatigue has set in. He's stopped getting that life on his fastball, and the fastball stopped missing bats. And now the rest of the repertoire is kind of falling apart around it. So I think if they would have sold him like Memorial Day, they could have gone peak value for Emerson Hancock. But again, realistically, he's probably more like a 4 through 6 star there.
Yeah, and I mean, they're going to be buyers, too. It seems like if you move Hancock, it's going to be a get rid of him to get better somewhere else, not like a go-get prospects type thing. Mason Miller would be sick. That's not happening. But the right-handed bat seems very, very reasonable for them.
I think so, too. And I also do wonder about how they handle their infield right now because like I like the futures for Cole Young and Colt Emerson, much more for Emerson than Young. But I don't know how much I love the present. I know Young's been hitting better lately, and Emerson has too. But those two guys and J.P. Crawford, that to me, and again, you have Brandon Donovan on the mend, but he's had a bad rehab assignment. It just feels like you really need a legitimate position player still on this team.
And also, Josh Naylor's been putrid.
He has been putrid. He's smoked
Cal
that double
Raleigh's
up.
been horrible.
Yeah, so it's just like you kind of just need your players to play better.
That's the one thing we've been saying the whole time is like this Mariners team on paper should be so much better than they are. They should be running away with this division.
Yeah, it's like, what's wrong with you guys right now?
Something in the water up there. All right, Pittsburgh Pirates, my Pirates. Here we go. Best fit, Adrian Morejon. Love it. Biggest needs, relief pitching, multiple. Biggest question, do they belong in the teams going big category? I don't think that they're going to be a going big team.
No, but they should be a going big team.
Yeah, of course they should be.
They are. I just can't even imagine what Ben Cherington's trying to do right now to get this Mitch Keller contract off their books.
It's got to be offering just some crazy stuff because if you can get rid of Mitch Keller, free up some money, then you can actually then use that freed up money to go get players to help the team win right now.
And again, realistically, that shouldn't be what needs to happen. You should just be able to make trades, take on money to make a team that's good better, but that's not what this team seems willing to do. So if you're not willing to take on money, how do you add to this team?
I love this little call here. Get one of the Mets arms or Ryan Zephyrhan and Adrian Morejon. If they got Zephyrhan Morejon, great job by the Pirates for that bullpen.
They line up really well, too, for Minter. Not for Weaver because of the money, but for Minter and Raley, just as rental relievers who are, battle-tested.
If they want a little bit lower than what Morejon's asking price is probably going to be.
It's probably going to be really high. He's the one, I think Padres are next, if I see correctly.
Padres are next.
So Padres being next, again, fascinating. We talked about it on Mets Stuff yesterday. They're just not doing regular starting pitching anymore, besides Michael King.
They just go balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. Here's an opener. Here's a piggyback, and then we're going to do some crazy shit right after that. But if I were them, I still probably would trade Morejon because
you have to, right? Because you have other lefties too in that bullpen. I know Yuki Matsui and Wandy Peralta are not to the same level as Morejon, but they are lefties.
And Morejon, they don't use Morejon as a lefty stopper. They use Morejon as just a freak of nature.
Yes.
He's a true setup man. He would be most teams' closers if it wasn't for Mason Miller and his own bullpen. But he's a free agent at the end of the season, and he instantly becomes the best reliever available at the market.
Just feels like a good time.
Yeah, it probably does work just to get rid of that and see what you could do otherwise.
How is Preller going to Preller? Starting pitching, plural. Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray there would be interesting.
I mean, it does fit for Robbie Ray just because he's going to give up tons of fly balls, and at least there they'll probably be caught.
Yeah, kind of like they are in San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly.
Baltimore Orioles. How much are they ready to blow things up? Biggest need, controllable starting pitching. Best fit, Jose Soriano. Best asset, Adley Rutschman. I've been seeing that Jackson Holliday's name's been floated around in some trade rumors possibly. I'd love to see him get moved.
Yeah, I'd go get Jackson Holliday if I was. I'm offering trades for him by Dynasty Leagues right now. They're the one team, and you tell me if you feel the same way. I can't read them right now.
Oh, I have zero read. Because coming into this, I would have never thought in the world that they would tear it down like they are. Leaving this, I go, are they going to consider trading some of the guys that we would think would be untradeable otherwise? I know Gunnar Henderson's not mentioned here, but is that going to be actually the surprise guy? Because he's having a horrible year. They haven't been able to come to a contract extension with him. I know he's still got plenty of control, but
2 years after this one.
For the Orioles, is it you will get a haul back for him. You will get not Juan Soto level, but you'll get a ton of prospects back in that kind of category.
Yeah, no, you'll get something monstrous for him. And
if you mentioned the Brewers, you would get probably 3 top 50 prospects.
And don't they feel like it's kind of just a sour situation with him there?
It's something that we've talked about light with the Phillies before, where it's just you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and that core that was supposed to be bringing in this new era of Orioles baseball has masterfully failed. I know they're still technically in it for the wild card. I think they're only 3 games out, which is crazy, but when is this team ever going to wake up? It seems like when they lost that playoff series, was it to the Royals?
Rays. Oh, remember the Rays one where they didn't score?
Yes, they've gotten punched in the mouth, and it feels like they haven't bounced back.
Yeah, so they swept the Astros right out of the All-Star break, and they lost the first 2 games against the Red Sox. And since then, heading into a fun weekend series against the Phillies, interleague rivalry, they've just alternated wins and losses the entire time.
It's just like a team that's so 500 right now.
Yeah, and again, there's not that many tradable assets really besides Taylor Ward, Trevor Rogers.
And I think
those guys
have to move them.
Those guys are decent assets to me. Like Trevor Rogers, since he had missed the 3 weeks with the flu or whatever it was, he's been nice.
He's been really good. He went back to 2025 Trevor Rogers.
Yeah, not all the way back. No one's ever going back 2025 Trevor Rogers. That's
Also,
2025 Trevor Rogers is Tarek Skubal.
Fun fact about Andrew Kittredge. I texted you about it. He got drafted in 2008 in the 38th round and just went and played ball. Crazy.
I love Andrew Kittredge. That's
Andrew Kittredge.
Ball player.
Colorado Rockies. I'm starting to think they might trade Hunter Goodman.
I'm starting not to because all the reports out there that they want your top prospect for Hunter Goodman.
But that's where you start the conversation. Maybe if you're going to the Red Sox, you start with Hunter Goodman for Franklin Arias, and you're like, all right, fine, we'll take Ianson.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't. I don't even think the Red Sox do that.
They shouldn't, but the Red Sox might be desperate. I feel like
I think they'll get a nice chip from Mickey Moniak.
They should.
Rockies.
He's a good hitter,
and Jake McCarthy is just the better version of Tyrone Taylor.
and he's lefty. So
Jake McCarthy's lefty.
yeah, Jake McCarthy's a lefty. My favorite fact ever about Jake McCarthy: all-state first-team running back in the state of Pennsylvania over Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, unbelievable athlete. He's a lefty. I always thought he was right. That's crazy. UVA too. Yeah, good for Jake McCarthy. But he's someone who should command something. Nothing crazy. Of course, he's a rental who. Oh no, he's not a rental. He's got another year of control too.
Yeah, because the Diamondbacks just cut him loose.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So again, decent pieces here for the Rockies, and I hope they actually sell. And same with Sensatella for the first time in a while.
And I also feel like if anybody calls about any of your pitchers not named Chase Dolander, you move them.
Yeah, I mean Sugano and Quintana.
Anybody in the bullpen that you want one of our bullpen arms? What do you got for us?
They traded Seth Halverson for nothing already.
Yeah, I know. God, Dodgers. He's going to be such a demon for the Dodgers in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's horrible that happened.
Last team, I believe, the Washington. Oh no, it's not the last team. Washington Nationals. It's not alphabetical. That's crazy. Wait, Rockies. See, hello.
We got so many teams left.
Washington Nationals. Best asset, C.J. Abrams. Best player available is what they need, and how do you break it up? I feel like you can't trade C.J. Abrams still.
I don't think they will either. The reports that came out are that teams don't view him as a shortstop, which I think is right and true. So if the other teams aren't seeing him as a shortstop, you're not going to get the peak value you want from him. So you just keep him. And the Nationals are a team that also
they're in it.
They're also not that far away from actually being legitimately good.
No, they a couple pitchers, and you could really start to convince me.
There was a report that they might start talking about an extension with Foster Griffin, which is cool.
That's cool. I like that.
The Steven Strasburg money is finally off the books this year.
So they're going to have some money to spend?
They're going to have money to spend, even though once, that the learner kids are in charge and not the old owners who spent all the money and won the World Series. They're never going to spend that much money again, but, you're really not that far away. If I look at this team, again, you're not super close to, a World Series, but
no.
In terms of, actually maintaining playoff caliber baseball, I would just keep James Wood and C.J. Abrams and ride with that.
Have to. If you're going to move off of anybody, yeah, I think Luis Garcia could be probably the best player that they move off of.
I think that'd be a fun a piece for a lot of teams as well. That's just a first baseman loves to swing the bat.
You could always get better offense, and he's been swinging it.
And they have the best offense in baseball. They'll lose Luis Garcia, they won't even miss a beat. You see Brady House, too, kind of popping off on a little bit of some advanced metrics?
Big, strong dude. Just got to play consistent baseball. He's never really done it, ever.
They're a team where, the rebuilds don't have to take that long. Look at the Nationals.
Minnesota Twins. This is hilarious. Best fit, Ryan Zefferon.
Spot to lie.
Yeah, I feel like we could aim a little bit higher in terms of relief arms, but sure. And then best asset, Ryan Jeffers. It feels like the Twins are going to do nothing. I think this is a team that almost makes zero moves.
Do you think the team that did nothing in the offseason and is going to do nothing at the trade deadline?
Yeah, I really do. It seems like they're not going to trade anybody away, and I don't know who they trade for. I think they're going to be like, let's let it ride.
Yeah, they're kind of letting it ride right now, and they don't know what's even happening. They huge walk-off grand slam on Thursday from Cody Clemens. They took a series from the Royals. They honestly deserve to get swept. You just keep riding the wave.
I think that's what it's going to be. I think we're going to see a whole lot of nothing from the Minnesota Twins.
I do feel like, though, the Buxton injury is something that will hurt their decision-making at this deadline.
Yeah, they should trade Jeffers. They should move on from guys, but this ownership group is bizarre.
Especially Buxton's on the injured list with a right hip issue for, I think, the 5th time in his career.
That's so many times. Houston Astros. Are they seriously adding biggest need left-handed hitting outfielder, starting pitching, best fit? Jake McCarthy.
Yeah, Jake McCarthy. Why not? Why not us?
JJ Bleday I like here. I like JJ Bleday as an Astro.
That's kind of fun, too. JJ Bleday would be a good one there. Yeah, to get a left-handed bat. I mean, the Astros are another team. The American League's a joke. Even the third playoff spot in the National League isn't that cool anymore. Someone has to take it. Why not you?
Yeah, they should at least try, I guess, even though me and you, I think, both think that this team is not good.
No, it's not good. But also, similarly, they don't have the most things to sell either.
Not really. A lot of guys that are bolted down a little bit.
It's really just Isaac Paredes, but his name hasn't come up at all. And again, I wouldn't be trading Jeremy Pena if I was them.
I don't think you can do that right now. Not with no Carlos Correa, at least.
I mean, he's not playing shortstop.
He was last year.
Which is a problem.
Texas Rangers. Around 500 again. Will they be aggressive? Leverage bullpen arm, steady bat. Best fit? I haven't considered Luis Rise to the Rangers, but it does make a ton of sense.
Yeah, just to get a bat over there. They could also use leverage bullpen arm. Depth there is a big deal for them. Fifth star there, I guess.
Yeah.
They got their catcher, Logan O'Hoppe, right?
It's just, God. They sent him right down to AAA. They don't even want him here yet.
Jeez, so it was a Chase Silseth trade.
It was the Chase Silseth trade. They definitely made the Angels think it was O'Hoppe, and they're like, throw in Silseth. Why not?
Silseth also is in the minor leagues.
Really?
Yeah.
What is happening?
He instantly went to AAA.
I don't know what the Rangers can do.
We've talked about it a bit that their farm system right now has tradable guys, and we don't think Caden Scarborough is one of them. So they were really aggressive last year. It's just if you have Jacob deGrom on your team and he's healthy, just keep trying.
And Nathan Eovaldi and Wyatt Langford playing like he is. If Corey Seager comes back, they're much better. But another team where I'm like, I don't think there's any moves that you can make that make you dangerous.
Unless you went ballistic. I mean, an Elias Diaz, Logan O'Hoppe, catcher platoon. Jock Peterson's hitting well. If you get Seager back, then Duran can move to third. And Josh Smith can move back to second. And Nicky Lopez doesn't have to play. They could really use Tyrone Taylor.
They could use Tyrone Taylor.
This team really needs a right-handed hitter who can platoon with Evan Carter and actually play defense in center field.
That makes sense to me. They could also use Luis Robert.
Yeah, that's a good one. You want both? Take them both. They just
doesn't really fit the Rangers vibe.
No. What about doesn't fit the Rangers vibe?
It's just a little spicy.
Ezekiel Duran, but the Rangers are a team that they're a fun team at the deadline. They can just use volume. Like they can kind of do the 2021 Braves. Like just give me anything for nothing, and let's just try and get like 4 new players on this roster.
Yeah, see what they do. Arizona Diamondbacks up next. Best for Freddie Peralta. That's a new name that we haven't seen put on any other team.
Biggest question, they have the 9th best record in baseball.
That is kind of crazy to say out loud for a team that we thought was going to stink.
Yeah, that was a bad take by me, but they're fun. I like the Diamondbacks.
I mean, shout out to good baseball players carrying your team. It's kind of what's going on with the D-backs right now.
I mean, kind of. Ketel Marte hasn't really been that good. Neither is Geraldo Perdomo. It's the Corbin Carroll, Gabriel Moreno show.
That's what I'm saying. It's just different guys than we expected.
And Eduardo Rodriguez show. And again, similar to just people saying you don't get much for rentals. Right now, the 2 guys they got from Merrill Kelly at the trade deadline last year are both in their rotation. And Merrill Kelly's in that rotation, too.
Yeah, they just bring him back. Why not? Merrill Kelly never wanted to leave Arizona.
That was a shrewd move by Hazen. And Hazen, I think, is a good executive. They have finally taken Paul Sewald out of the closer role, finally. And Juan Murillo, he has closer stuff, truly.
We saw him throw last year. We're like 100. There it is. Yeah. That's good.
Like Ryan Thompson's got funk. Brandon Garcia's got funk from the left side.
Is Ryan Nelson done for the year?
Ryan Nelson, he's not done for the year, but I think he won't have time to get stretched out when he comes back.
So he might just be a power arm out of the pen.
Yeah, Soroka's the guy who I think will come back and join the rotation. He was awesome earlier this season. So they've
got a lot of injuries.
Let's go with Christian Mena. Is he ever coming back?
I was never a big Christian Mena guy.
I like Mena. And Justin Martinez is on the precipice of a rehab assignment. So this is the kind of thing we said about the Diamondbacks. Like, hang around till the trade deadline, get your reinforcements, and then you actually might get enough pieces to make something happen.
How about the St. Louis Cardinals here? Biggest question, how do you balance now and next? Best player available is the biggest need, and best asset, Dustin May. Dustin May was on Hug Watch yesterday. Did you see?
Yeah, he was on Hug Watch. He pitched really poorly. I watched that whole game. Yesterday was great baseball on Wednesday, but
he could be a White Sox.
He could definitely be a White Sox. They kept him 70 pitches. He had no command whatsoever. He didn't face a single hitter third time around.
That's fine. They just want to make sure they maximize that value because he gone.
Yeah, he gone. But, I mean...
They're probably not buyers. I think they're just light sellers.
Yeah, it should be light sellers, but also they could be one of those teams that sells and tries to just still make the playoffs because you're kind of good enough. Yeah. Just bring Hunter Dobbins into the rotation and figure it out.
There you go. Cincinnati Reds, will they make a big move or just a lot of them? What would be a big move for them?
Well, in the last 8 hours here, we were getting tons of smoke around Hunter Green.
Really?
Nightingale, one of them, said that's a 50-50 chance he's moved.
Whoa.
Olney. I think Buster Olney said that actually.
That gave me chills.
That's the big one here. That's kind of like, oh yeah, the Brewers. Wow, we did it. We got Tarek Skubal. Dodgers like, okay, Hunter Green.
Oh man, could you imagine Hunter Green on the move? And his contract's great.
His contract's really good, which is why I still think if I were them, I'd probably rather trade Ellie than Hunter Green. Because I have Hunter Green for 4 more years. I have Ellie for 2, and if I trade Ellie, I get the Juan Soto package.
Yeah, you get a Juan Soto package for sure. That's tough to trade Ellie and then be like, well, at least we have 2 good pitchers. We have no good hitters. We have 1, Sal Stewart.
Yeah, you have 3 more years after this one of Hunter Green.
And Ellie's only 2 full years after this?
Ellie's 2 full years. And if I'm trading Ellie, I'm just calling the Brewers and the Red Sox. I'm saying Made Arias.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's kind of why I'm like, all right, there's going to be a shortstop on this team probably by the middle of next season anyway, so this is okay. And then you give me the rest of your amazing pieces behind him for a Juan Soto package.
I guess they could be the team that like really just drops hammer and is like, look at what we just did. Whoa!
Oh, no, we lost them all.
Oh, we just went too far.
Just went to a different. Oh, here you go.
There we go. All right, good. And yeah, JJ Bleday is going to be moved.
Yeah, Cleveland Guardians.
Not likely to do anything. We can even go fast through these teams.
Yeah,
Best
because
fit,
you're not going to do anything.
Elliot Ramos, sure.
Why are the Guardians not likely to do anything? They should do something.
Because they never do anything.
They just give me a rental outfielder, please. Yeah, Luis Robert, come on.
Luis Robert, there we go. Kansas City Royals, I mean, they are sellers without anything to really sell.
Yeah, Lane Thomas.
Tough. And then the A's are also kind of in that same boat. They're sellers without really anything to sell. Jeffrey Springs. Jeffrey Springs, you are a San Diego Padre.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or I could see him being a Diamondback.
Yeah, I could see either of those. And then free my boy Elvis Alvarado.
I like that Passan's up on that one, too.
Yeah, of course. Listen, great minds think alike. Me and Jeff Passan like this. But that is a 50-minute video reading Jeff Passan's article. Hope you guys liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you did. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiano.
I'm Draftneck Mark. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.